All right, I'm back with another video. Hey, so I've been putting down my bug spray and my weed be gone. This is what I've been using. I've been using this for a few years. I'm thinking about changing. I normally get this from Home Depot, but this is costly compared to what I'm finding at Tractor Supply store. So I'm gonna start getting it from the getting something different from the Tractor Supply store, but I'm waiting until all my product runs out. So I got something new today. Let me stop this right quick and we'll talk about it. All right, so what I got is this stuff to turn the water blue. I got this from Tractor Supply, the Tractor Supply store today. It's from FarmWorks. It's called Spray Indicator Blue. And basically what it does is it sprays down. So when you're putting down your I don't know, bug sprays or bug, grass killers, weed killers, whatever you're spraying, it makes it so you can see it in the yard. And so what I do is I spot spray my yard. What I try to do, and you can see, and this is what I like about this stuff because it's helpful like this. So you don't normally see weeds in my yard. And so what I do is I come, and if you look in my yard, I spray a couple passes along the side of my yard, about this wide. Any weeds that are coming from my neighbor's yard, it's a thick barrier to keep them from traveling into my yard. And so I spray areas like this heavily, but I don't spray it that much. And then after that, once I get inside my yard, then I spot spray. I look for the areas where there is, like where the weeds are condensed or, consolidated together, and I just spray them. If you look, I already went through this part of my yard, and what I like about this blue stuff is it's making it so I don't have overspray spots. And look, here's a spot that I missed. There's no blue right here. So it even shows me where I missed. So I got a couple areas where I need to go back and spray again. But what I like about it is it did make it so that I can see where I sprayed and where I didn't spray. And when you look at my yard from a higher spot, now it looks like I have way more weeds in my yard than I thought I did. It doesn't look like it's that bad until you can see where the weeds are. And now I can clearly see where the weeds are and where they're not. So this blue indicator, it works good. See, I didn't spray these right here, but I don't spray to hit every weed in my yard. What I do is I try and hit as many weeds as I can. And I do my spot spraying a little at a time. So I did this side today. I'll come through and I spray. Well, I just filled up another bottle, so I'm gonna be doing at least this much again, but it's gonna be on this side of the yard. And right now I'm spraying in my border for my neighbor's yard on that side. So if you wanna know how I do my weed and feed program or regimen or whatever you wanna call it, I spot spray, and I spot spray when I feel like getting out and walking my yard. It doesn't matter what day out the week it is or what time of year. When it's time to spot spray, I just spot spray. I'll walk my yard and I see, hey, I got a lot of weeds. And when I have a lot of weeds, I spot spray. And it keeps it cheaper, much cheaper than going out and buying a weed and feed when you have a yard the size of my yard. It takes a little bit more energy, but that's how I get my steps in for the day, which I'm at 11,000 steps for the day. And this is part of how I get it done. My morning walks plus a little bit of yard work every day. I'm gonna go ahead and finish spot spraying this yard, and I'll let y'all see what it look like when we're done. But here it is right here. I got the backpack sprayer loaded up with another 4 gallons, and now I'm gonna do this side of the yard. And here, I'll show you, this is even cooler on this side because this neighbor has weeds a little bit worse than my other neighbor does. But I'll show you how spot spraying keeps my yard from having weeds in it. And I already ran one pass down here, so you're gonna see it looks darker on this side because I went one pass this way. But look, now you can see the weed difference. And if you look, it's like a serious wall of weeds. One side has no weeds, the other side has weeds. And this comes from just spot spraying my yard. I don't put down a full application or a weed and feed. I don't do any of that. All I do is spot spray with the backpack sprayer. And I'm about to do the rest of my yard the same way. But if you look at the difference, this is what I'm saying, spot spraying. Look at how many weeds, not trying to put my neighbor on blast, but look at how many weeds happens if you don't spot spray. And all I've done the whole time I've lived in this yard is spot spray. And I'll get patches like this every now and then. And when I see patches like this, I try to make sure that I get them when I'm spraying. And that's what I mean, that blue indicator, it has made it so much easier to see exactly where I need to spray. And if I don't take care of these areas while they're small like this, then what happens is in a year, 2 years, my yard will look like that if I don't keep it up. So all I do is try to make sure that I don't get these white heads popping up in my yard. And when I see those white heads, I get out and I spray them. So that's what I'm doing today. So there it is. We got the edges done on both sides, and I did it about two lawnmower, well, let's say about a lawnmower pass wide. One lawnmower stripe wide, 60 inches thereabout is what I tried to do. And now I'm just gonna go and hit these little spots and we'll be done. And that's pretty much as simple as it gets right there. When you have a big yard and you wanna keep your lawn weeds out, this is all I do. And I don't try and do it to a standard of perfection, not right now. As I get better at this lawn work stuff, like I'm making stuff up as I go, but I'm finding stuff that works, and I'm watching other YouTubers and seeing what they're doing. And this is what works for me. This is what keeps my lawn weeds out. And if you look at my yard compared to my neighbor's yard, this is how I keep my lawn stripes looking fairly decent. Once I get to the point where I'm doing like a I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to the point where I'm putting in like a sprinkler system. I don't know. I guess it depends on what level I'm trying to get to. But for now, let's just keep these weeds out the yard. Focus on one thing at a time. We got big picture items that we want to do later on, but in the meantime, you got to focus on these little projects. Don't let them get out of control on you. And so what I do is I try and do a few projects a day, or little things like this once a week. I used to do this a few times a week. When I first moved in, it was like that was what my main job was around the yard, was just keeping the yard looking nice until I got Penny. And then it's like now I can go and do other projects like the pond dig, and I'm gonna be doing another fire pit. But for now, little projects like this, like putting down bug spray and weed, lawn weed killer. Like I like to control the weeds in my lawn. So this is how I do it. Hey, once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I'm about to hit these right quick, show y'all how easy this is. And then your boy gonna get up out of here, go in the house for a little bit. Chill for the rest of the day with the family. Maybe watch a movie. I don't know. But there's the lawn weeds. I think we hit them all. At least we hit most of them. And the good thing about it is now I can see which weeds I hit and which ones I missed. I don't know how long this stuff lasts, which I'll let you know. When I come out on my morning walk tomorrow, we'll see if it's still, if the rain washes it away, how long it stays for. Will it still be here when I cut my grass on Monday? Oh man, that's gonna be one of those things. If it's still making my grass look blue when I go take my picture, is that gonna look good? Oh no, but it won't matter, because that'll be what my yard looked like in the moment. And that's all I do, is just do an update on Mondays of what my grass look like after I get done cutting it. I think we got everything blued now, yeah? That made it so much easier. It really did. I get to see exactly where I hit. I feel like I spent way less time by doing it this way today. So I will say, I don't know if I used the product properly or not, but I'm gonna say it marked the ground properly for me. Now, you see what it did to my boots? So be ready for that if you decide you're gonna do it with your yard. But hey, I can see where I sprayed and where I didn't. This is amazing. It really works, and it works great. Yep, that made a heck of a difference, and I'm liking it. Let's go take a look from up top and see what my yard looks like with all the blue. So look at all the blue spots in my yard, and they are dark blue. But that shows where every spot was that had a weed. That looks good. All right, so I had went off and forgot about the pluses and the negatives of this blue stuff. So this stuff is easy to use. Very, very easy to use, just like it says. Avoid costly overspray and mix this completely. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it did. It worked just like it was supposed to. Now, the one thing I will say is the downside about it. It is messy. You will get it all over the place. So I would say wear gloves. I did not. I will next time. Like I was saying about this stuff worked great. But I found something that is even cheaper than this. This is $9 a bottle, between $9 and $14, and this works great for my lawn. It keeps the weeds out. This is what I've been using for about 5 years to control my weeds. And the only reason I continue to use this and this alone is because I didn't know anything better. But after I run out of this, which I have a few more bottles of this because I would buy it every time it went on sale, I would buy it in bulk. Once this is I don't have anymore, I'm gonna switch to what they have at Costco, or not Costco, at Tractor Supply, because it looks like what they sell is meant for bigger yards, which this is meant for smaller yards in my opinion. But when you spot spray like I do, you can get away with it. I use this and it works. When I added this to it today, it made it work that much better. Areas where I oversprayed or did lines, it made it look like I had a good coverage. I can actually see how well I covered. It doesn't look like I missed any spots, because if you look over here, you can see the color difference. And I just did this area right here just so I could empty out my tank. It wasn't for any other purpose other than that. I don't like to leave the product in my tank. But if you look, now you can see how much I actually spot sprayed. And this makes it look like it's a lot more than I actually thought I did. I mean, there's so many spots in my yard now that are discolored that it makes it look like I had more weeds than I thought. But when you look at my yard compared to my neighbor's yards, the fact that I only have this many spots, it doesn't show up in my yard when I take my pictures of my, like after I cut. And for a yard this size to have just this few of spots in it, it's not bad. But the next time I do it, it should be less spots if I keep up on it, which I will. And now this just made it a little bit more entertaining to do, because now I can clearly see where my spots are and where my weed problems are. And if I looked in my yard, I can look and see exactly where the places where I seem to forget the most, or the places where weeds grow the fastest. I think I'll be able to pinpoint them a little bit easier now. And this is also, I can see if wet spots are what attract the most weeds, or I don't know. But this is a good thing because it shows different problems that I'm having in my yard. This spot spraying and this blue indicator ink or dye, it was the way to go. If y'all are interested, y'all just saw how I used it. Hope it works for y'all the same. Hey, thank y'all again for tuning in. This your boy, and I'm out. Color comes right off your boots. That's a good thing. So it cleaned up pretty easy. The blue even came off my boots pretty easy. It is 100% water soluble. So it's more like a powder, it seems like, and it just rinses right off. I mean, it's not a powder obviously, but look at my hands. Yep, it ain't coming off of there easy. So I'm gonna have to watch what I touch when I get in the house. But all the different spots, we'll see. Maybe they'll wash away. Oh, that's a spot I missed. But that's the thing. It makes it easy to see the spots that I missed. There's another spot that I missed. The good thing is, I'll get it next time.